Alright, we should.
Hello. Michelle Titler from the political organization and race-based law. I'm wearing a headdress. I'm hoping to cause absolute outrage in the Aboriginal communities across Canada.
Alright. So, my name is Langonius Edwards.
Juga.
And what we're going to talk about is this video that came on online like a few days ago, like maybe like not even 2 days ago. And it has something to do with us being racist as Native people toward white people, or people of Canada in general. And what this video is going to talk about is how full of shit that is, and how we're gonna disprove or at least counteract this. Because if she feels the need to attack us, well, I guess we should film right back.
She says, "What is it to be Canadian? Brotherhood, democracy, and freedom of speech are individual rights." Well, without her knowing, one of the first few people to develop a fully functioning democracy was the Haudenosaunee, not the Romans. They fell because their Caesar got stabbed in the back 47 plus times. Our system works. It always has. Even Benjamin Franklin commented on how well of our system was for savages. Just say, know where your democracy came from?
And another thing, turn that on. Another thing that she includes, racist bullying or racial bullying, or something about like we hold all the cards when it comes to being racist. And I find that so full of crap, because I will admit some people are racist in our communities. Then again, so are many white communities, or Canadian communities, American communities. Actually, most communities all around have slight racial tendencies. It's impossible to get rid of. But what she's indicating, that we're all racist toward Canada, and that we're holding Canada back because we want to keep ourselves alive, or like that we're
superior.
Yeah, that we're being superior to them. And I find that to be it's such an outlandish comment, like such an aspiration to tell about our people. It's kind of like low blow when it comes to like I want to know where she's getting her facts. Just comes out of the blue, stating the truth in her eyes, which is obviously, and a lot of them aren't truths. It's just really a heavy subjected opinion. And yeah, you may hold your own opinions, but that's why we're having this video, so we can share ours.
Another comment was residential schools and how it positively affected us. And only maybe 2 or 3 good or bad things happen. And the real source is that it affected communities. It caused alcoholism, such trauma that we're still dealing with. Now, residential schools were designed to kill the Indian and save the man. With that, how was it good for us in the first place?
Now, as you're looking through it, it's almost discriminatory toward us as being this outlandish, yet, like I'll say that again, superior race, that we think that we're better than all white people or Canadians. I'm not too sure what she's trying to follow up. And that because of this, we're like, what she wants us to get with the program. Another thing, a reoccurring statement that she likes to give a point, like hone in a point, is that she's wearing this headdress and she's trying to identify that like as if it's a protest. And right there is right in the beginning is that statement is a very ignorant statement. She's assuming that because of this headdress that all natives will take offense. Now, especially us, we're Haudenosaunee. We're, in more regards, we're Mohawk is what's more commonplace here. And we don't have headdresses like that. I find it to be dumb, the very fact that she thinks that that's what all natives wear, which is ignorant right from the start. And she's trying to give the point that it's representing us as our racist ideology, that it's racist for you to wear that. Well, to be honest, there are some cultures, like out west, that have those kinds of headdresses. And a lot of them are supposed to be ceremonial. And it's kind of like me wearing like a pope's hat and I'm going to a party. It's definitely not in commonplace, and it shouldn't be there because it's only at a specific time for religious ceremonies. Well, that stuff still indicates a title for some people out west. So it's ignorant, and it's not a prop. It's a serious. It exists for a reason. It was somebody's insignia. It was somebody's title, and the very fact that you can just abuse it like that is out. It's. I think that right there is quite ignorant and racist alone.
She also talks about that we don't know how to maintain the earth or fix water. Well, mostly because it's ruined to the point where it's almost to no return. Fracking, that's just basically pumping air, chemicals, gases, water down into that hole to get that natural gas. And everything that's in that hole of that natural gas is coming back up. And that's excreting chemicals that are harmful to the environment. Animals aren't reproducing correctly, their skin are falling off. The fish in BC, their skin is just literally falling off due to this. There's no real positive thing to fracking. There isn't. There's more other resources we could utilize to stop fracking, but there's too much money in fracking, so we're not going to do it. That's what the colonialized mind says.
And, which is a very true statement. And I like how she talks about idle no more. And that the whole thing is lies. And that is, oh, we're just pumping out lies. And while we're on top of lies, she has the audacity to say that our culture is just spreading lies. It is a lie. It's like our very way of life is supposed to be lying. Like apparently lying is what makes who we are. And she says all of us have a culture that makes us to be more prominent liars. I take that quite offensively. We have honesty as a good code around here. No stealing. Like we have a lot of important like culture attributes, which this lying stuff that we're taught to lie, that alone sounds foreign to me. I'm a very honest guy. What do you think I'm making this for? And like I said, she has the audacity to say that we're like liars and that I Don't Know More was a giant lie, and and she thinks that this is all of us. What else do I need to say? It's a very ignorant comment. And then it goes back to thinking that we're all the same. And that's what her voices are implicating. That we're all the same people. I couldn't disagree with. I don't agree with that. That's way better. I don't agree with that statement.
And the subject of assimilation. She's a big advocate for it. She was talking about all these cultures that came here. They lost their language. They lost their necessities. They lost their tradition last. And how she says it's so racist and bigotry that we still have our language and we're still keeping it. And we're still thriving off our traditions. And yet she says it's the most annoying thing there is. It's so ignorant. Yeah, she has a mindset of thinking that, well, these rights give these guys a superiorness over us, but in actuality those rights were guaranteed to us after and during their stay. And it was only a lease stay. They weren't supposed to stay here. They're supposed to be gone in 500 years, which was a couple years ago they were supposed to be gone, and yet they're here to stay. All I ask for is just a little respect. Respect our ways, respect our rights, because they belong to us for a reason. That's all I gotta say.
And maybe just like a last note, she goes about, this is not your land, it's our land. It's all of our land. And I'm not too sure if she picked up a history book or went to school about, or even learned about us as a people, that there's a reason why Canada calls us and most tribes in Canada First Nations. Now really think about that, because we were the first nations here. Therefore, it was just indicted into us that it was our land. And there is a native philosophy that we don't technically own the land; it's just borrowed from our children, and it was just set marked territorials, like hunting areas, places of learning, and that's why we called it like certain land. It was not until the indoctrination of colonialism that made it a price tag on it to be taken from. That's foreign to us. I mean, you hear people buying airspace. It sounds dumb, but it really does happen. And so with her comments, she tells us to get over it. It's been 500 years. Get over it. That is probably the worst comment about it. We're always, and she's making it as if that we don't ever get victimized and we're the only race that's kind of sick of being oppressed. I mean, civil rights happened, right? And they're just the people that got sick of it and they wanted more rights. They won. I Don't Know More was just like it was something similar to that. It was just to show that we're not going to stand for all this crap, which was because of Canadian, was it fracking that caused I Don't Know More? Or was it was something with
selling out land to other countries.
Yeah.
For fracking.
And that's why that happened. Not because we're superior than you. We just decided we were sick of it. We're still here. And we're still learning our ways. And we're still going to learn our language. And we're still going to stay here. And we're still going to live. And we're at least most of us, not a lot of us, aren't just going to assimilate. We're going to stand our ground and be our people. And be our people. Not something that she wants us to be. And that's my ending statement on this. All of it is really ignorant. If you could find, what's that video called?
Hold on.
Well, I'll put a link in the bottom, and I'll. But it was like
Michelle Titler in a headdress telling natives to stop using their race to bully Canadians.
Yeah, and like I said, I'll leave the link in the description below. And this was merely just to advocate and just to show how ignorant her statements were. And we're definitely not the only people who think this is you son of a bitch, that we're not the only people thinking that this is garbage, what she's saying, and probably won't be the last. But I just wanted to make this video and to share it so that maybe this gets a point across that this is not us. Her statements are wrong, and literally, like I said, I'll put a description below. You watch it. You comment on your comment it yourself. Comment below, and like if she's right, she's wrong. Why? It doesn't matter.
Your opinion.
Yeah, your opinion, and we're not gonna delete the comments. It's a fool move. But so thank you for listening to this video and our problem against this video, and just straight up discriminate, borderline racist.
I'm pretty sure it's racist.
Yeah, it's.
Well, who are we to say?
But yeah, like I said, thanks for watching, and wanna get why.